other is, in your view, how has this threat evolved for your members over the last few years?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chairman. This issue of domestic terrorism, hate crime, violence, call it what you will, has been a significant problem throughout the history of the African American experience and many other communities, as I mentioned in my formal testimony, that have been marginalized in American society throughout the time of their presence in this country. Again, I noted, of course, the experience of African Americans with chattel slavery, with Jim Crow segregation, with the deprivation of access to the right to vote, and continued violence directed toward our communities by way of lynching and pogroms that have actually occurred in communities like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and like the community in Florida that has been affected by all of this violence. The same is true of other groups. My colleague John Yang talked about the deprivation of liberty suffered by Japanese American citizens during World War II, or the experience of Native Americans who were forcibly relocated from their ancestral lands. All of these communities have experienced periods of violence directed at their members for a variety of reasons, but all of it stems from a source of white supremacist attitude toward these communities and the denial of their right to equal citizenship and equal protection of the law. Of course, the problem has been exacerbated in recent time by the availability of social media. And social media has contributed to the radicalization of individuals, to the isolation of others in ways that have fostered their involvement in this kind of white supremacist hate crime violence. It is an ongoing, continuing problem, one of significant magnitude, and needs to be addressed. Domestic terrorism is the number one priority of the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security. And so labeling does matter. However, it affects, of course, the allocation of resources by the federal government to address these issues. My main contention is that the federal government needs to do what it knows it is required to do by law with respect to all persons in the United States. It has the resources to address these issues. It does not have, at this point, the political will, and that is what I hope these hearings will help provide.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Let me make sure this is recording. It looks like it is. I hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Let's give it up for 2021.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, no. Everyone loves 2021. Probably saying that over the last couple of them, but I don't know, I felt like doing one today, so here I am doing a Opochtli Podcast. I hope you enjoy the experience for what it's worth. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I can just give you a recap of what's been going on in my life, because this seems to just have became a journal rather than what I intended it to be when I initially started doing this podcast. But whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm on my way to work, and I'm actually pretty annoyed, pretty upset. I'm upset that I got my hopes up, because for the last month or two, I've been really excited, been really happy with my work, until they started doing all this backtracking, right? So The whiny babies, the whiny babies at the, what's going on? Bunch of cops, one homeless guy, they're harassing him. Anyways, I like how I just skipped over that like it was a normal thing. Anyways, what was I getting at? At my job, they revoked our right to work from home. So we no longer work from home except when the company needs it, So it's like, whatever, man. I'm so sick of it. The whiny babies were whining that people weren't working when they weren't going into the office, I guess, So now, we have to be in the office all the time. Just because whiny babies didn't want to work from home. Whiny little boomers, they didn't want to work from home. So they talk shit, so we could get that privilege revoked. And I worked, I've been advocating for it before the fucking pandemic happened, and now you see all these different companies doing even like hybrid solutions. And, I think that would have been a more appropriate way to approach things. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm sick of it. I really don't care anymore. I was under the impression that I was going to have a friend hired. We had 2 positions opened up, and I wanted 3 people hired. As far as I know, only 5 or 6 people interviewed. So, there was a 50% chance that someone I wanted to work with was going to get hired, and lo and behold, 0 of the people I wanted to work with got hired. So, whatever. I see the painting on the wall. They say they love me. They like the work that I do. They love this and that, yada, yada. But their actions don't reflect that, and I'm starting to think that I'm just a pawn in their little game, and I don't want to participate anymore. So I'm either going to find a different job, or a different department. I don't know. I'm going to figure something out, but it's going to change. I don't care that they gave me a small little raise, to bring me up to what everyone else was making, I'm outworking these people, and they've been making more than me, this is ridiculous. I'm doing their fucking job. I'm so, dumbfounded that I allowed that to happen for so many years, and now they're finally starting to, incentivize me on par, with what these other boomers were making. It's not funny. I'm not really happy about that situation, but yeah, I don't know. The sad thing is that my department is a department where people get their foot in the door in IT, and these guys are literally preventing that from others, It's just frustrating. I really don't want to work there anymore. I really don't want to go there to work anymore. They literally gave me the worst schedule I could think of, which is 9 to 5, where I don't have any time in the morning, no time in the afternoon, It is what it is, It was like, all right, well, I can't work the schedule I want to work, which is a swing shift, which I've been doing for months now, and I've had no issues. I've outperformed everybody. I don't really see what the problem was, but anyways, they switched me to a morning schedule, or quote-unquote morning schedule, and 9 to, no one comes in that late, they have me coming in the latest, whatever, I don't even care if I show up on time, they're so bullshit, so I asked them, hey, can I work a 6 to 2, since the guy who left was working that schedule. No, we have too many people working that early. It's like, alright, then give me whatever the fuck you guys want, if you can't give me anything, Just do whatever the fuck you want, and I'll just fucking deal with it. You fucks. Like, come on. Like, everything, like, just, they keep taking and taking and taking, When are they, like, you throw a couple bucks at me, ooh, I'm supposed to be so grateful that you're fucking up my personal work-life balance. Like, whatever, dude. You don't want me to work with any of my friends, whatever. Like, I'll stick around and do these boomers' jobs, like, I essentially see myself, that's why I see my place as a caregiving center. Like, I go in, you have all these people that are retirement age doing, technical stuff that they have no business doing, so everyone's just babysitting him all day like if it was a fucking retirement home, I'm just sick of it. So yeah, I don't know. I was really happy for a while there, and I didn't really do any podcasts during that time. But now things change, and it's not coinciding with me deciding to do this podcast because it's shitty. I knew that I was getting away from my long-term goal, and I needed to keep building brick by brick. As far as GameStop and AMC are concerned, I still like the plays. They are incredible value plays right now, and I think that, anyone that can afford it, of course, never invest more than you can afford to lose. And this is absolutely not financial advice, so take it for what it's worth. But, I think that they're good value plays, and I think that it would be a really good investment for anyone, so instead of you putting money away in your savings account, just buy the stocks. I don't understand, it's not a hard concept. Like, these are some of the highest shorted stocks of all time, and the data is supporting that, and for now, these trillion-dollar institutions are holding strong with their bets, but eventually, they're not going to be able to sustain that high of interest rate. They're almost paying as much as minorities pay on credit cards at this point, so yeah, anyways, I hope to be doing these a lot more. I'm not gonna continue this for now. I do want to thank anyone who's watching. If you can, go to my YouTube channel, Opochtli, and subscribe to that. And I hope to see you on the next one. Peace and bye.